Hello and welcome to this video. So, if you're watching this, then perhaps you might struggle with social anxiety or anxiety in general, or you could be feeling nervous about a job or your current career. Anything like that. I want to make this video to guide you and for it to help you in your situation. So I'm not sure how ASMR this video is going to be. I'm just going to talk from the heart because that's how I feel right now, and it's how I want to portray this video. So I'm gonna give you some quick tips to deal with social anxiety in particular, because that's what I have, and I would really like it if you could just be able to watch this video and within the next 10 minutes go out into the world and feel better about yourself. So I'm gonna give you some quick tips, like I say, how to deal with this type of thing. And then I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about my history with it and my story, and promise to not ramble too much, but it will be a long video, I feel. So, like I say, we'll get right on to it. So I've been wanting to do a video like this for quite a while. I had the idea to do a video on anxiety weeks and weeks ago, way before I came here. But I just didn't do it. Not because I didn't want to, I just don't think I had the time. But now it feels like it is the right time, and the reason I'm sort of a little bit on edge right now is because I've been waiting to make this video for a long time now, and today I was worried that I was going to have to do other things instead of make this video. So thank you, universe, for giving me the chance to make this right now. So what I want to start off with is that with social anxiety, if you have it, one key thing to know is that it's not some sort of a disorder or anything like that. You know, it's not like a chemical imbalance. I mean, there is, but it's not something that you've unnecessarily caused yourself, or, you know. Basically, it's all it is lack of self-esteem and self-doubt, perhaps. It's the feeling of social anxiety, and I don't even think you need to label it as social anxiety. You just need to recognise it for what it is, which is what I'm trying to do in my life. And it's shame about something in your past. And if you can truly understand this feeling and this lack of self-esteem that you have about yourself, then you won't not be able you will be able to overcome social anxiety. And I'm saying that because although I'm not there yet, I am a lot closer now than I've ever been to not having it. So what you need to do is understand exactly what it is you're ashamed of about yourself. What is it that causes you to have lack of self-esteem, you know? And if you can trace the root back to that, to whatever experience it was that made you feel like shit, maybe one, maybe many experiences, then you can start to let go of it. Okay? So that would be my tip number one. And I'll go into detail about it in a little bit. But for now, it's tip 1. The main thing about this experience is that what's happened now is, say it was a particularly traumatic experience that happened. Your mind has now linked that experience to basically any social interaction. So you have this unnecessary fear in your social environments, because what's happening is every time you meet a new person or you have to do a new thing, socialize, whatever it is, your brain goes back to that scenario and as a defense mechanism is basically telling yourself that, oh, you need to be careful here, like have your guard up, because you don't want that embarrassing thing to happen that happened to you all that time ago. And that's just how the brain works, and it's not trying to, your own mind is not against you. It can be sometimes, but for the most part, it's just trying to help you to survive. So that means that you can deprogram from that thoughts and from that, all those triggers that happen in your mind whenever you have a social interaction. You may be watching this and you might not understand social anxiety all that well, or it might not make sense to you, who knows. But at the same time, I'm sure you can appreciate anxiety and what it is and how it feels, and it's something that is quite deep rooted in our psyche, I guess. So it's not something you can just fob off or decide one day you've cured. It's a difficult one. But I will say to you that I feel like it's good what I'm doing now, talking to you about it and helping you with it, helping myself with it. This is a positive video all around. So second thing I'll say to you is that you can deprogram yourself from social anxiety. I'm sure there's lots of books out there that help you with it, but it's down to you to do it. And if my video can help you some way, then let it be that you can get by in life without social anxiety. I used to think that I couldn't do certain jobs, because my anxiety was like about a 9 out of 10, 10 being the worst social anxiety you can have. Now it's around a 5, so it's a lot better, but it's still hard. And that's why I'm going to talk to you about what I've been doing to cope in my everyday life. And I guess all I'll say to you is that once you find the root of the issue here that caused you to ever have social anxiety, once you realise that you can deprogram your mind and it's just as simple as believing that you can, you just need to find that confidence that's inside of you. It's inside all of us. We're born confident. It's not the case that some of us are more confident than others. Yes, some of us are more introverted or extroverted, but confidence is something that is our divine nature, let's say. And it is a divine quality, I find. It's something that is so powerful and can make all the difference in a person's life. And I know that deep down inside of me is a whole boatload of confidence, all that I could ever need. But it's just hidden behind all of the murky glass let's say that my mind is a jar. And inside is all this love and this confidence. And what's happened is these bad experiences, they've just made the jar all cloudy and dirty. And so you might look at it and you might think, oh, there's no confidence in there, you can't see it. But really all it needs is a good clean, and it needs to be purified and just worked on. That's all it is. So I guess those would be my 3 things that I'll say to you. And yeah, anyway, if you're still watching, then perhaps you'd like to hear a little bit about my situation. So I've been having like these realizations that with me coming here to live in New Zealand, I have lots of work to do on myself, on my inner being, let's say. So yeah, I feel as though I've come here for a reason, and it's to develop this part of me that has just been forgotten for so long. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the 3rd chakra, and I'm going to do some 3rd chakra affirmations with you at the end of this video, because that's what basically that chakra represents, exactly what I'm talking to you about, which is confidence and self-esteem. And I've been I think I've been putting it off for a long time, working on my own self-confidence, because I always just feel like, oh, I'm fine, so what if I have a bit of anxiety? It's no trouble. But that's because what happens is I go out and I have these social encounters, and then I just come home and it's fine. I don't have to do anything else. But now I'm in a situation where I work with people 24/7. Like, I'm never really alone, apart from like right now, which is rare. So I'm like in this situation all the time, and it's great because it's pushing me, to deal with it. And so basically, I think ages ago I spoke about how I made a video on the 3rd chakra and I deleted it by accident. And then I re-uploaded it, and then when I took the shrooms, I had this realisation that my 3rd chakra was blocked. And then all these things are adding up, and just the other day I went to a place called Manipura, which is in New Zealand, and I'll post some pictures. I've posted a couple of pictures on Instagram. It's a really nice place, Lord of the Rings set, so if you want to check it out, you should. It's beautiful. But that's the name of the 3rd chakra, Manipura. It's just like, God damn it, that's awesome. So many things are coming my way and trying to force me to be like, focus on your 3rd chakra and get some more confidence and all of these things. Because I've been struggling a little bit, but I'm a lot better now, like in my work environment, because I deal with people and I have to talk to them, and as much as I like talking to people, sometimes my anxiety just hits me, and it's really hard to not want to just go home. Like, that's what social anxiety does, it makes you come across as that you don't want to be there and that you don't want to have a conversation with that person, but that's not the case. I always want to talk to people, and I always want to enjoy myself with others, but when anxiety hits me, it's like someone's, I don't know, holding on to my throat, like blocking my chest, so I feel like I can't breathe very well, and I can't express myself, can't talk very well. And so I've had so much trouble with that throughout my life. Basically, for me, it stemmed with past experiences. So I made a video like a year ago about like some anxiety, overcoming anxiety, but I won't speak about that too much. I'll just speak to you about what it is that I think I'm holding on to, that I wish to let go. And that is, when I was in school, high school that is, I always tried to impress people. I was always trying to be with the cool kids, and it worked. Like, I was kind of with the popular people in like my first years of high school, and basically I was like, I guess, sort of deprived of attention at home a little bit, so I was seeking it in other areas. And what that meant was I got like male attention at school, but the worst type, because like I remember there was a guy, and he basically, I guess he liked me, and one night we were out, and I was with a whole load of people, and I was just about to go home with my friend, and he came over and he like kissed me on the lips. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I went to my friend and she was like, oh my god, did you just kiss him? And I was like, yeah, like he came over and he kissed me. And she was like, you do know that that's Jasmine's boyfriend? And I was like, shit. Because this realisation dawned that she's like the most popular girl in school. And yeah, that was bad. And I was like, no, I didn't know they were going out, and even if, like, I don't even like him, he literally just came over and kissed my face, and there was nothing I could do. And then it went from bad to worse, because she had a friend as well, whose boyfriend, for some reason, yeah, I liked him, and it was weird. Like, I don't know why I didn't think at the time, like, what are you doing? Don't be flirting with someone else's boyfriend. Like, that's really bad. I'll just clarify, I was about 12 when this was happening. I know it sounds like a silly story, but I am obviously holding on to it, and it's pretty bad. So, and I was just digging a hole for myself. I was like still flirting with him, even though I knew he had a girlfriend. And so then two of them, like the most popular girls in school, like hated me. And yeah, it just kept getting worse. Like, all these girls that were older than me, they were just like all hating on me. And so it just ended up that wherever I would walk in school, I would just have these panic attacks, because I was scared that they were gonna, like, they were constantly shouting things at me, like calling me a slut and a slag. And I was just scared all the time, because I felt like I'd just ruined my life or something. Like, I was, and literally all it was that I'd kissed two of their boyfriends. And so it sounds silly, but yeah, it just meant that I was really unpopular all of a sudden. And a few of my friends, like, were still trying to be friends with me and all of that, but I think it just got to the point where they didn't want to be friends with me, because so many people just didn't like me because of this thing that I'd done. And yeah, like, my anxiety continued to spiral. You know, towards the end of my years in high school, I had no friends. I would go into school, just keep my head down and try and get through the day. I would like hide when it came to break times. I would go to the art room, or I'd go to the computer room and just pray that no one would see me there by myself, just sat there like a loner. But people did see me, and it used to like really upset me that everyone thought I was just this loner now who had no friends. And holy shit, that fucked up my confidence. Like, after high school, I tried to get as far away as I could. So it took me 2 hours to get to my college, because I just didn't want to be anywhere near people from my school. Even though I'd hardly had a massive fight, or my confidence was just depleted. And yeah, I had no friends or anything, and I just spent the whole year by myself, basically. So I thought, oh, college, yay, it's a new start. don't have to deal with any of those people again. You know, I was blaming the people at school for it, but it wasn't. It was just the getting myself into trouble teamed with having serious anxiety just led to no friends. Like, and since that moment, like, I would constantly fear people. I think deep down, when I would meet new people, I would fear that they were going to think I was, I don't know, not worthy of a friendship. And so I continued to have problems at college with, I made one friend, I made a couple, but it was never like strong, you know. I was always had the worst anxiety, and so to cope with that anxiety, I used to drink in the morning times, in the day, at night. I used to drink all the time because I just found it unbearable. Like I say, it was about a 9 out of 10, my anxiety. So I did the same thing when I was at uni. I started to drink to cope with the anxiety, even in the morning time sometimes, which is absolutely crazy. And please don't ever drink to try and solve social anxiety. There's so many ways to do it, so please don't drink. Wish I could tell myself that. So, getting back to where we are right now in this reality. I am at my workplace, and sometimes I'll be doing my job and I'll start getting anxious that I'm doing something wrong, or that people at work don't like me. And it's these deep-rooted thoughts that have been there since I was a kid, you know. And so I try to push them away, and I try to be like, no, shut up, that's not the case. But then I just can't seem to express myself after that. You know, I fear that I'm making it worse somehow by saying something, or I'm not cool enough, or I'm not any of these things. And so it means that I've been struggling a little bit at work. But at the same time, I've learned how to deal with it a lot more. I told you about how I was doing the positive affirmations. They helped a lot. I've been trying to be more open. I've been pushing myself, even when I don't want to talk. You know, I've pushed myself, and I've tried to come across like I'm confident and happy. And I've been grateful for what this universe has given to me, and it's all helped. There's still days where I go into work and I'm just like, fuck, my anxiety is so high for no reason, you know? It's ridiculous. But it's just there, and it's something that I have to deal with. It's, you know, in my path, let's say. It's a part of my path, and it's a part of my path to help you through it as well. So I really hope I can. Because basically what's happening with my anxiety and stuff is it affects my performance. I mean, I don't retain information as well, and I forget things. But when I let go of all of that and I look at the bigger picture, I feel proud of myself. I really do. I've not given in to the thoughts of, oh, you know, it's their fault, not my fault. I've stuck with the idea that, yes, all of these things that are happening to me, I've asked for them, and it's all a part of helping me to grow. And if I just don't give up, then I'll just be the person I want to be, you know. Because deep inside of me, I feel like is so much fire and so much confidence just waiting to come out of me that I'm almost scared of the potential I may have. It sounds stupid, but it's true. I feel the potential in myself, but sometimes I'm held back, you know, by my lack of self-esteem, I guess. But for the most part, you know, I feel like I have nothing to be ashamed of. No, I want to let go of those past experiences of being at school and feeling ashamed and feeling embarrassed that I don't have friends or any of that stuff. I let go of it because it's all in the past now. And what I've chosen to do at work is I will think to myself, how would this current situation, this present moment, nothing else, not tomorrow, not yesterday, but right now, if I think about how would this situation go if I was really confident, if I was my most confident self, like whether it's one person I'm talking to or a group of people I think about, if I was really confident, how would I act right now? And instead of thinking about it too much, I just do it. I think to myself, how would the confident Kim act right now? And then my brain conjures it up and I suddenly just become it in that moment, and it helps. And that's my way of just overcoming these things. After all of this time and these experiences I've had in my life, I don't feel sorry for myself, and I don't want you to feel sorry for yourself or for me even. I'm doing good, and as much as I dislike it sometimes that I have to go through all of these things over and over again in my mind, and I have to work on myself, and I can't just sit around and be lazy all the time. I wouldn't have it any other way, because I know that the benefits are going to be magnificent. The day when I can just stand up and sing in front of a room full of people and just be myself and be confident and be gregarious or anything that I've ever wanted to be, if I can do that someday, I know it'll feel like a great release. So if you struggle with social anxiety, then I want you to, every time you're talking to someone, I know I have it, when I'm looking at someone, I'm talking to them, if I feel uncomfortable, then I can't stop thinking about, am I smiling enough? Am I seeming like I'm interested? And this is all going through my head whilst they're talking. So I'm having to try and listen to what they're saying at the same time as focusing on myself, which is ridiculous. I start thinking about, are they judging me? Like, do they like me? All of these things start running through my head, and I start to think, shit, maybe I'm not interesting enough, and maybe I'm not adequate enough. And I'm done with that self-talk, I want to recognise it every time it happens, and I want to realise that I don't need that anymore. And I want you to realise it as well, because it's just ourselves we do it to. No one else is doing it to us, So once you have understood these experiences that have made you anxious and have caused all of this social anxiety, you can overcome it by realising that all it was is just the thoughts you were telling yourself. Every single time you felt social anxiety, just analyse what thoughts are going through your head. With me, when I'm like really nervous in front of someone, I'm thinking, oh God, mate, what if he like shouts at me, or what if they don't like me, and it's just the same thing over and over again, and it doesn't help, So from now on, all you need to do is just repeat to yourself, I am confident. And the more you say it, the more you fake it, the more you'll believe it, and the more you'll act it. Because you need to recognise what it is you don't like about yourself and why you're projecting those bad thoughts about yourself onto others. because that's exactly what you're doing. If you don't have confidence, then what you're basically doing is you're projecting any bad feelings you have about yourself onto others. You're thinking, oh, what, they probably think I'm really boring or shy or quiet. Well, yeah, but only because you're thinking it first, you know. Something I need to work on just as much as you. And the last thing I'll say to you, my friend, is just be open about it. I've spent years trying to cover up the fact that I have social anxiety and not talking about it, and because you don't want to give it a label. Like, there's no point in labeling everything and be like, oh, this is what I have and it means I can't do anything. Yeah, alright, some people with social anxiety might not want to work in a public service with loads of people. I mean, I'm lucky, even though I am doing that, I'm working in a bar, cafe. I'm in New Zealand and I'm in a very quiet town. If I was in the centre of London, then I would just be like, I wouldn't cope, I don't think, not the way things are right now. I'm a very slow-paced person. I like to do things slowly, and that's not necessarily the environment that I'm... The current environment isn't a perfect environment for me, but if I can adapt myself to it, then it'll all be good. So, what I'll say to you is, if you are nervous in a job, or meeting someone or anything, just admit it, you know. If it's so bad that you don't even want to go and meet the person or you don't want to start the job, just tell them, look, I'm sorry, I sometimes have social anxiety and it can affect me, and it's not the easiest thing to deal with, but I am willing to overcome it, and I want to overcome it doing this or meeting you or whatever it is. Because I know that I don't have to listen to that thought that I can't do things because I have social anxiety. So this is good, because once you release it, it doesn't have the same power over you, you know. When things are honest and open and you tell people exactly what you're thinking, exactly who you are, then they can't fault you anymore, you know? The worst is over. So, express your vulnerabilities and they won't have the power over you anymore. Anyway, that was a massive load of information and I wanted to get it off my chest. I've been carrying it around with me for a long time. Like I say, I have things I'm ashamed of. The fact that I drank to cope with anxiety, the fact that when I was a kid I didn't know any better and I just kept making situations worse. I didn't know how to make friends. I was a very lost child, just so painfully shy. But I wasn't before that. Like, when I was growing up, I would sing, I would act, I would dance in front of anyone. I was the most confident girl ever. I was the true embodiment of a Leo. You know, I can just remember it. And then puberty happened and it just fucked everything up. So, that's that. And like I say, I'm hoping that it's helped you and that you can do even better from now on. From this moment on, when you're about to go out and face the world, just remember what the confident person in you would do and do exactly that. So let's do some third chakra affirmations together. Like I say, I feel like this is my path and I'm getting stronger every day. And when I do overcome this, the potential in me is not even overcome it, but the more I grow with it, the more potential I'll have, and life will just be perfect. Repeat after me. I love and accept myself. I stand up for myself. I am strong and courageous. I am worthy of love, kindness, and respect. I choose the best for myself. I express myself in a powerful way. I am proud of my achievements. The cat's trying to get in the bloody door. I honour myself. I choose healthy relationships. I am authentic. I direct my own life. I appreciate my strengths. I feel my own power. Oh, screw it. Spotty. I feel my own power. I am free to choose in any situation. I seek opportunities for personal and spiritual growth. I am at peace with myself. Thank you, my friends, for watching, and I wanted to say those affirmations and do it for myself this time, and I hope that you do that too. I wanted them to feel like it was the first time I was ever saying it to myself. Sometimes we go through the motions, I go through the motions with things, and I don't take the opportunity to really experience every moment of my life. Right now, here, I'm making a video for you. How often do I think about really taking in this moment and being present with it and actually listening to those affirmations? Because I'm the one who needs to listen to them the most, yet I do them and I don't always do it. No, I do say the affirmations and I don't listen to them. But I do, it's just that it's taken me a while, because to get over something like social anxiety is difficult. But it's not impossible, you know. And honestly, if I can do it, and I know it seems like, oh, I'm on YouTube, so why would I have social anxiety? It's got, literally being in front of the camera is the easiest thing for me. Well, sometimes. But real life, you come up to me, I am like I'm scared. I'm scared of what you're going to say to me sometimes. Not everyone, but certain people's energy. I'm very sensitive to people's energy. So with some people, I'm like, oh, okay, you know, get on with you, that's fine. Other people, it's like, shit, I'm not going to get on with this person. Their energy is too strong. So, but that's okay, because I feel like I've released some things today with you. I'll leave it there because it's been a long video. I do have a couple ideas for ASMR videos for you. Let me know what you think about Lord of the Rings roleplay. I feel inspired. I am here in New Zealand and I went to Lake Anduin yesterday and it was just magical. So I want to be an elven princess, maybe. But I don't have the props to do that, so. But yeah, if you'd be interested in that, let me know. Otherwise, I'm planning on working on my yoga and all those things. So, peace and love to you, my friends, and I'll see you very soon.